took a terminal diagnosis to bring my family back together, or so I thought. When the doctor told me I had stage 4 cancer, the first person I called was my sister. We hadn't spoken in 15 years. She sobbed into the phone and said, "I can't lose you. Not like this. Not without telling you how sorry I am. My family stopped talking to me 15 years ago because I wouldn't loan my brother $40,000 for a restaurant that everyone knew would fail. I tried for years to fix things. I sent birthday cards that came back unopened and Christmas gifts that got returned to sender. I drove 6 hours to my nephew's baptism and my sister looked right through me like I was a ghost. I invited them for Thanksgiving every year and nobody ever came. My brother said I thought I was better than everyone. My sister said I was toxic and needed to respect her boundaries. Eventually I stopped trying and learned to spend holidays alone. But now they were back. My sister showed up with a casserole and mascara running down her face. She said, 15 years over something so stupid. You're my sister and I love you and I'm so sorry. My brother drove 4 hours to sit with me during chemo. He held my hand while I threw up and said, I was such an idiot. You needed us and we abandoned you. I'll never forgive myself. My mom moved into my guest room for a month to take care of me. I cried constantly, but they were happy tears. I thought maybe the cancer was almost a blessing because it gave me my family back. They asked about my life and I told them everything, including about the beach house I'd bought 20 years ago when the neighborhood was nothing but sand dunes. My brother whistled and said, $2 million for this place? You really lucked out. Then the treatment started working. My scans came back better than anyone expected. I called my sister to tell her and she said, oh, wow, that's great. Her voice was flat and strange. I told my brother and he said, let's not get ahead of ourselves. My mom said, don't get your hopes up, honey. These things can turn around fast. I pushed the thoughts away. They'd proven themselves through months of hospital visits and I love yous. I planned a big dinner at the beach house to celebrate my recovery. The whole family came, everyone laughing while the kids played on the deck. I was standing at the window watching the sunset when my nephew Caleb came and stood next to me. He was 8 years old and had his mother's eyes. I said, beautiful, isn't it? He said, Mom said this is gonna be our house soon. My blood went cold. I said carefully, what do you mean, sweetheart? He said, when you got sick. Mom said you were gonna die and we'd get your house because you don't have kids. She already picked out my room, the one with the big window upstairs. I walked to where my sister was laughing with my brother by the kitchen island. I said, can I talk to you both for a minute? They followed me into the kitchen and I closed the door. I said, Caleb just told me you already picked out his bedroom in my house for when I die. My sister went pale. She laughed nervously and said, kids make stuff up. You know how they are. I said, so you never talked about getting my house? Silence. My brother said, look, we were just being practical. You weren't going to need it. My sister jumped in, and we were here for you. We showed up. We wiped your mouth when you puked. Doesn't that count for something? I said, you ignored me for 15 years. Then I got sick and suddenly you loved me again. My sister's voice turned hard. We deserved something after all those years you sat in this house while we struggled. You bought this place for nothing and now it's worth millions. How is that fair? I said quietly. I invited you here every Thanksgiving for 10 years. You never came. She snapped. Because you always acted so superior with your ocean views and your empty guest rooms while my kids shared a bedroom in a house with mold in the walls. My brother added, you could have helped us anytime. Instead, you just sat here alone feeling sorry for yourself. My mom appeared in the doorway. What's going on in here? My sister said, she's throwing a fit because we talked about what happens when she dies. Like that's somehow crazy to think about. My mom sighed and looked at me. Honey, you have to be reasonable. You have so much and they have so little. When the time comes, you should want to do the right thing for your family. I said, you knew about this the whole time? She said, family takes care of each other. I assumed you'd want to leave something meaningful behind instead of letting the government take it. I looked at my mother, the woman who'd cooked me meals and told me she loved me every day for a month, and I finally understood what all of it had really been about. I walked past them into the living room and said loudly, everyone out, dinner's over. I met with my lawyer the following week. The beach house goes to a marine conservation nonprofit when I die, which looks like it won't be for a good long time.